Ways to keep a man completely and utterly faithful to you. First of all, this channel is created to be motivating, educative, informative, entertaining, and critical. As a lady, you always want to believe in the genuine goodness of your man. These men could find themselves in the most perfect relationships possible, and they will still find a way to mess things up. Never underestimate a man's ability to rock the boat. Even the best of men are very much prone to committing grave relationship sins. Everywhere you look in the world, men are always messing up, and there is always a woman who is trying to fix up the mess that he's made. It's just the natural cycle of societal existence. Men err, and the women have to put up with the stupidity. That is why you should always be trying your best to steer your man on the right path of life. You can't afford to let him just always make the decisions, because that could spell doom to your relationship. You have to make him believe like he has the power and that he's taking control, even though you're the one who's pulling the strings behind the curtain. As a lady, you always want to believe in the genuine goodness of your man. You always want to think that they will never cheat on you, that he's loyal, guy who never have wandering eyes. But it's important that you don't delude yourself. Men will always have the wandering eyes because it's hardwired in their system. It's just some men are better at controlling their impulses than others, and you will be lucky to find yourself being with this kind of man. But for the women who have to work overtime to maintain their man's loyalty, this is a list for you. Infidelity is a huge concern in a relationship because it breeds dishonesty. So it's natural to want to know how to keep a man faithful. Whether you have been cheated on before or just generally want to know how to stop your boyfriend or husband from cheating in a relationship, it's important to find and understand why men cheat on a woman they love. That's right. Most men don't cheat because they are not in love with their wife or girlfriend anymore. Rather, otherwise, happily married men say they cheat because they want more variety in their lives, or they feel something is missing in the area they believe the woman in their life simply can't fill. Some men complain of being bored, or they say they want to feel adored by their partners, or they want to assert their freedom, or they are tired of feeling like a disappointment. People who cheat may want a partner who places them at the center of their life, and they no longer feel like a top priority of yours. Sometimes, men have cheating behavior tendencies because they are speaking different languages. And some men say they are unfaithful because they are driven by their biological directive to procreate with as many women as possible in order to ensure the survival of the species. Whatever the reasons for cheating may be, men like women have an innate need to feel respected and appreciated with their partners. With that in mind, here are the things you can do to keep a man faithful and stop your husband or boyfriend from cheating again. Number 1. Engage in role playing. Some role playing is always a great way to mix things up in the bedroom. Shake your relationship up a little bit by doing some role playing. It could be fun and awkward experience that the two of you might end up enjoying. Be willing to initiate sex. Many men see your interest in sex as a measurement of their own desirability. Help your boyfriend or husband to feel desired by making sure he knows how badly you want him. Secondly, is refrain from nagging. The quickest way to drive your boyfriend into the arms of another woman is for you to be perpetually nagging. It's just better to let your unnecessary frustrations go. No one wants to be hearing about all the things that tick you off 24/7. Be open to experimentation. It can be easy to get comfortable. The fear of the unknown may stop you from being open to different sexual experiences. Let your boyfriend or husband know that you're willing to and eager to try new things with you. I am not saying that you should engage in any kind of sexual activity you find repulsive, but open your mind to the idea of being playful and experiencing new things with the man of your love. 3. Give him some surprise messages. Messages are always a great way to express your affection for your man. You also never know when the messages could lead to something more sensual. Don't be overly accommodating. Sometimes in a relationship, a woman can become too accommodating. Men get in a relationship with a very clear picture of what a lifetime partner looks like, and this is often in stark contrast to whom he may have dated casually. Women work to become the person their partner wants them to be, and in doing so, they lose themselves. Then one day, the man realizes this is what asked for, but he's no longer sure of what he really wants. Maintain a healthy sense of self in a relationship and be true to who you really are, not to who you think he wants you to be. Fourth is innocently flirt with him often. Flirting should never be one of the equations when it comes to relationship. It doesn't matter how long you've been together or how in love you really are with one another. You should still make the conscious effort to flirt with each other. Take care not to become controlling. Often, without realizing it, when we get into relationships, we attempt to control the other person so they do what works best for us. This means engaging in destructive relationship habits such as complaining, blaming, criticizing, nagging, threatening, punishing, bribing, or rewarding in order to control. Next is to cook for him. Food is the great equalizer. One of the best ways to make sure your man doesn't go sniffing around elsewhere, put some good food on the table. Men are insanely simple creatures. They like the love of good women and some good food. Give them healthy doses of both and you won't have to worry. Make sure he knows how much you appreciate him. Sometimes when women get the guy and get married, they begin to get false sense of security. Remember, being in a relationship with someone is voluntarily. A person can leave at any time. With divorce rate in this country, we need to remember how important it is to maintain a positive relationship. Simply acquire one. Understanding each other's communication styles can help with this. 6. Send him dirty text messages every once in a while. Sometimes a little racy text messages will be enough to put a jolt in a relationship. It's a nice way to break away from the usual kind of text messages that you send each other. It's even more effective and you're texting each other in an appropriate settings. Encourage him to take time for himself. Some men cheat because they begin to feel hemmed in by the relationship. Engaging in an affair can provide them with a sense of freedom they lose in a relationship. Allow your man time for himself without you. Don't try to monopolize all your guy's time. Be open to time apart from him to spend with friends, pursue hobbies, and more, so he does not feel he has no freedom. Make an effort to dress up for him. Don't be content with a merely looking like a slob wherever you are with him. Sure, he loves you for who you are, but aesthetic pleasure still plays a huge part of it. Make sure that you still make an effort to actually dress up nicely whenever you know that you are going to spend time together. Be aware of your emotions, whether or not we are aware of it. Women are masters at using their emotions to communicate volumes without speaking any words. We communicate anger, rage, sadness, and disappointment that is received by our partners. Instead of taking that as a cue to do something different, some men begin to look for another partner who idolizes them the way you used to. Don't forget, your man wants to know he lights you up, not that he is constantly disappointing you. Apologize whenever you screw up. There are very few things more attractive in a world than a person who is humble. Humility is always a good idea, especially when you find yourself in a compromising and vulnerable position. Know when it is right for you to own up to your faults and apologize. Prioritize your relationship. Often, a man cheats. You will find the woman is also having an affair that's not sexual. It's more socially appropriate. This affair takes the form of prioritizing something, anything over the relationship. This could be a job, children, sick relative, a charity, or anything that puts a man lover on her totem pole than the first position. Prioritize your relationship over everything else. This is a relationship to you want to last for all your life. Other things will fade away. The relationship will still be there. If you tend to it carefully, find friendship in a relationship that is yours. Make him feel like a priority in the relationship. Give him compliments. Flap up his ego. He's a man and his pride needs some stroking every once in a while. Boost his confidence and he'll make sure you always turn to you whenever he is doubting himself. Give him just enough to make him a little bit dependent on your approval. This way, he will always look for you ways to please and impress you. Learn his love language. If you're not familiar with the Real Fresh Wisdom YouTube channel on the love language spoken by men, please subscribe to it. It has powerful potential to save your marriage. Learn your man's love language and speak it to him regularly. He will know he is loved and remain true to you when you are expressing your love in his language, which will keep him from cheating. Be kind to his friends and family. His friends and family are important to him. Let him know that you are all in with the relationship by showing him that his friends and family also mean a lot to you. Recognize his relationship patterns. I don't know how to combat the biological argument. Some men simply believe it is hardwired in their genes to have sexual relationship with as many women as they can. If this is your boyfriend and husband belief, it is probably won't matter what you do. He's going to cheat. Try to recognize men like this early on by asking about their dating history. If this is a pattern, he probably isn't likely to change just because you love him best. Have a deep conversation with him. Cheating doesn't just come physically, it can also take an emotional form. Make sure you're satisfying all his needs in a relationship. Be there for him whenever he wants to talk and have difficult and deep conversations. If you've watched this far and are wondering what this role is in all this, here's the thing. I wanted to share this wisdom for women, and so I did. I encounter more women in pain over their mates' infidelity than I do men, so this is intended to help you feel a sense of empowerment over the situation. If you're unhappy in your relationship, don't point your finger at your partner and break up. Look into the mirror and decide what it is that's causing the unhappiness. If you want something different from your man, ask for it. If he gives you what you want, then great. If he doesn't, then look inside yourself for a solution. Accept your man as he is and adjust yourself to be better and able to manage your relationship. If he still violates one of your non-negotiable boundaries, leaving might be your best option to find a successful relationship. We have looked at the way to keep your man completely and utterly faithful to you. If you're a fan of these types of videos, press on the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to this channel. And remember to tap on the bell so that you'll be alerted by YouTube when the next video is out. Finally, if you like this video, click on the like button as it helps the growth of the channel and the YouTube logarithms. Thank you.